don't know Cutz. Hey yo, y'all already know it's me. Back with that tea in the Clubhouse streets, making my rounds. So I'm over in death of the cloud chasers. And it look like we got Big Chuck and JDIGGS. He got a one-on-one, you know what I'm saying, conversation going on. We got a little bit about that Wack 100. Latest little, demonstration they got going on. JDIGGS say he still want the fade. June 22nd, hey. Look, I don't know if that's really gonna go down or not, y'all, but that's kind of crazy. Marv came up in the conversation along with a little bit of Mac Dre and more. You know we get that exclusive tea in real time to you. Salute to Big Chuck, Death of the Cloud Chasers. They definitely got an exclusive with this one. For that reason, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to comment, tell your girl what you think, and tap that bell. All right, gang, let's get to it.
I wanted to ask you this, bro. Wack was saying some shit like the Blue Dotcc allegedly made up this story and said he came to your crib and checked you and all this shit. That shit cap or that shit true?
Man, that nigga, listen, last time Blue was at my crib, he was sleeping on my couch type shit. Ain't nobody came to my crib, anybody checked me about nothing, my nigga. Blue is like my son, my nigga. I'll slap the shit out of Blue. Blue will not check me for nothing, nobody around Blue. So all that shit is bullshit. All that they checked me, I don't even know where all that shit came from, bro. They niggas got mad because I put the song out, Blue did, and I told the story. But he ain't never said nothing to me about it because it ain't nothing he could say to me about it because it was all true. And like I said, my nigga, in the song. Anyway, I didn't call Blue a rat. Nigga, your boss called you a rat. So, that's something he had to take up with Blue. I mean, with Meech. But ain't nobody checked me. Ain't nan one of them niggas said nothing to me about nothing. And I still be around real mob niggas. I still go around. I just did a BMF documentary with Big Bull. Yeah, with Bull. I just did that in Atlanta. And that's coming out too. So, all that shit Blue.
They said when y'all was off tour, Blue was begging Fab for money too.
Yeah, Blue ran. Listen, I don't know what he asked Fab for, my nigga, but I'll tell you this shit. In my right hand of God, I got 10 kids. I put this on every child I got. My nigga, before that tour was over, Blue was broke. Period, my nigga. And we had to, to get that bus to where it was going, Blue pull up on me. I was on that tour with 6 of my bitches and 20 niggas from BMF. And Fabulous know that. Some of Fabulous crew was on there with us too. And before that bus made it all the way to its last destination, I was filling that motherfucker up $700 a stop. And when it stopped, his last destination was the Bay Area. And BMF was in the Bay Area. And I bet you half the Bay Area remember them days. And I got that nigga, that nigga was up under my movement, staying at my house, nigga, moving up under J. There wasn't no Big Meech out there giving him a quarter. That nigga was smoking my weed, driving my cars, nigga, fucking my hoes, and doing everything else. Yeah.
Hey, I know that shit true, bro, because I know somebody that was on that tour with y'all. I know that's true.
Yeah, it's not true. It's nothing phony about that, for sure. And we started that motherfucker in Detroit for the Super Bowl, and it ended up in the Bay Area. Was the last stop, and we touched everything in between, everything from New York to motherfucking California. It was a dope tour. It was definitely dope and all the shit. But yeah, that shit, that was the beginning of the end right there.
Hey, you good, Ghost?
You go ahead.
You got any questions?
Yo, what up, JDIGGS? This T Money, man. Me and Wack just got into it a few weeks ago, man. We've been going back and forth our goddamn last few weeks, man. I used to be over there at my club and everything with the Hunter side and shit, so we fell out and all that shit. But how you feel with the nigga just inserting, like, you know, innocent family members and shit, like your moms and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? People that ain't got nothing to do with Nathan.
Well, here's my thing, right? I know niggas will say anything out their mouth, and it's just like capping. You know, it's always been fuck your mama. That ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? I understand all the bullshit that come with that, man. I done played that game with niggas before. You know, I got a bigger problem though. My bigger problem is, bro, is the misrepresentation of a nigga's character and really breaking a nigga into some bullshit with this internet shit. You feel me? Because people hear that shit, the first thing they think. You know what I mean?
Right. Their first impression of you.
But, and he could have said what he said. You know, fuck JDIGGS mama, fuck him. He could have said that. You know what I mean? And it probably wouldn't even been as bad as, oh yeah, and this nigga that touched a 13-year-old, he's a pedophile, or he married to a man, and the nigga doing, you understand what I'm saying? Really assassinating the nigga character. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem I got with this nigga, is that he'll use his platform to make up a complete lie about somebody.
That's a fact. That nigga made up lies about me.
That's a fact. Speaking of lies, like, how you feel about that, man, just coming out and blatantly saying the JDIGGS nigga, the one that had something to do with off in his, I don't even want to repeat that shit.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the problem I got, man. You can say fuck me, fuck my mom, you can say all that, my nigga, but you start talking about a nigga that killed a nigga and killed the family members, and our nigga, this nigga that said I had my son killed for insurance money, like, my nigga, at some point in time, people gotta look at this nigga like, bro, where are you from, my nigga? Where they do that at? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't even see how niggas can even take him serious no more after all the fuckery he puts in the air with nothing behind it, nothing to back up. You know, I understand some of the shit he just said is proven, but for the most part, ain't nothing this nigga really be saying be real.
Facts. That's a fact. So from now, like before, when you known a Wack 100, and after all this shit now, what's your opinion of the nigga before and after, man?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I didn't really know who dude was. I knew what that he was tied in with Game and Blueface and all them, but I had no knowledge about dude like that. You know, I knew he had got a little fight, but I don't really be on the internet like that. Right. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, nigga be pushing his line. But after dealing with this nigga's a clown. There's no other word about it. There's no other word you can use for this nigga but a clown. I mean, he's a serious clown. And you can't take a nigga like this serious.
That's a fact. Now him like dealing with like Blue and not specifically Blue just by itself, but 6ix9ine. I had a gal over here that I found out she had paperwork on there and she cooperated and shit. So I kicked her out. He picked her up. He tried to convince me to keep her. You know what I'm saying? And made up an elaborate story about her nigga probably told her to get out the jam. So what you think his infatuation and love is for motherfuckers that be cooperating and shit? That shit is confusing to me.
I think this is his way of letting you know that he ain't got no problem cooperating. My nigga, he will get down on the nigga. I for sure know that. He already letting you know just by the shit that he condone, man. And then my biggest thing is that, bro, how is you hollering blood and Paru this and Paru that and you condone that? I don't know no real solid gang members that condone that type of shit.
Right.
So now it's making me question, like, what gang is you up under? Like, who is your homie? Like, and are they okay with that shit? Ain't none of your homeboys punch you in the mouth for the shit you do? So maybe he's not even affiliated, like I just seen I told them, they talking about, it ain't even no such thing as what he claiming anyway, but I don't know. I'm not a gangbang.
Let me ask you a question though, because I just thought about something. Like, when you get out the feds and you still on federal probation, can you be around fellas?
Yeah. I mean, they say you're not supposed to be, it really just, if you own federal probation, they can violate you for that.
Publicly though.
I can't.
Publicly.
You're not supposed to. I mean, they gonna put that's gonna be in your paperwork. You're not supposed to be with no convicted felons while on probation, on federal probation.
Like 6ix9ine, he probably got permission to be around that nigga Wack 100. Ain't that something?
I mean, Wack 100 ain't no felon.
He ain't.
That's another question, because he active and portraying like the street nigga. He been in the streets so long. We all know he been in the industry for a minute. I know that he got convicted when he was 16 and charged as an adult, and that's the only time he been to prison. You know what I mean?
So that ain't counting for nothing, man. That nigga's not considered. I mean, you know, something he did at 16. They're not gonna charge him for that. He can go, and then plus it's entertainment too. So you gotta understand too. He got a job. That's just like the same thing they gonna say you're not supposed to be around no weapons, but if you got a security guard, you can be around a security guard with a weapon. You understand what I'm saying? So if the person is in, if it's at the place of work or something like that, you really ain't got no control over that. So I don't really know the stipulations of his parole or his probation, but it's always ways around little shit like that though. I wasn't supposed to be with no ex-felons either. But Mac Dre picked me up from the halfway house when I got out, so we didn't give a fuck.
Right, that's normal shit.
Anybody else got any questions on the stage?
I do got one more question. I forgot to ask you this. I know you've been trolling and shit, acting like you want to get at his wife and shit. You mean that shit, or you just troll?
Nah, I'm just trolling. I don't really give a fuck about his wife. I'm just trying to touch him in his sensitive spot. I know he's a sucker for a bitch, so I hit him where all the spots where I know it hurt at. But if she do open it up, I will send him a picture with my dick in her mouth. I will. If she open that mouth, I will. Just touch him where it hurt at.
There you go. Hey, so JD, let me ask you this, man. Why you think Blue Da Vinci won't just release that paperwork and dead that snitch allegation, man? You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga Wack always be saying, where the paperwork at? It's a fact he got debriefed because he admitted to it. He said he got debriefed.
Yeah, he said it. He said it took him in that little room and he was young and all this shit. So, and he can get that. He can really get that. If
right.
He can get that. He can get that. That'll get Blue from out of all the heat that he been under, bro. That'll throw that shit all away.
Hey, T Money, when you asked him that, because T Money asked you, what did he tell
you? He deflected and started arguing with another nigga on stage. He totally shot that question down and started arguing with somebody else about some other shit. No, let him up. Let me talk to this nigga. I'm like, bro, we ain't trying to do that right now. No, pull him back up here. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
So he really didn't want to discuss that shit too much about that debriefing, and it's some kind of way he done studied it to where he could just deflect that shit, go to the left or to the right, especially with a motherfucker that don't know or ain't up on game. You know what I'm saying? Them the people he get it over on.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they both know though. Blue could have been did that. Blue could have made all this shit go away if he did the right thing, or if that paperwork said the right thing. So that's the whole thing. He could get the paperwork, but it's probably not gonna say what he wanted to say. So it is. And the cold thing about it, you know what's colder than anything, my nigga, I was rooting for Blue. Like I've been saying the whole time, Blue was my little brother. I was rooting for Blue. I didn't want this shit to be true. I didn't want that shit to be true. Man. I didn't want that shit to be. But I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna let that shit be true, and I'm not gonna speak on it.
That's a fact.
And that's just the difference with me. Most niggas like, oh, you my brother. It's just like with that whole Rollo situation that's going on over there, man. I know what's going on over there. And that nigga Rollo is all bad. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, my nigga.
Yeah, speak on JDIGGS. Speak on that. That is a trend.
I ain't gonna. Hey, so I'm not the one to really speak all the way in it because I don't got all the paperwork and all the shit. So, but what I can say, he done already said it himself, my nigga. He was doing what he can do. You feel me? So it is what it is, bro. At this point in time, and I know the nigga who busted him out. I know Prestigious. Feel me? I know how he get down. Prestigious like me. We don't play the rat game. You feel me? I know Prestigious personally. I know the nigga who was on the phone with Rollo when he asked him about the paperwork. So it is what it is. I'm gonna let that shit open up itself, but niggas gonna see. But if you ask JDIGGS, yeah, that shit all bad over there. I'm just gonna say it. I ain't gonna be the one to hide it. Yeah, niggas better do their homework over there. You heard what he said. All the rackets. Yeah.
when it comes to like, since we speaking on the trending topic right now, like, because it's another case though, YSL, and you got Gunna. You know what I'm saying? Gunna, he went in. You seen him? You seen that footage?
That definitely. That's definitely
So how you
police shit.
feel about that?
Police shit. You talking about the courtroom shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's police shit, my nigga. You can't get around that, my nigga. That's police shit. Everything he did, none of that shit was loyal to no gang shit. And it is what it is. He looked out for himself. And that's what niggas do. They look out for themselves. Fuck you at the end, bro. And that's just, And see, that's the reason why, and I be trying to explain to people, that's the reason why I go so hard for Mac Dre. Because Mac Dre had that opportunity. Mac Dre could have said the exact same thing Gunner did. He could have turned around and said, yeah, the romper room niggas, them niggas on some other shit. And I'm just trying to do some music. And yeah, they was robbing banks and blah, blah, blah. And Mac Dre could have went home. But Mac Dre never robbed a bank in his life and went to do 5 years in prison, in federal prison, just because he kept his mouth closed because he chose not to tell him.
Stand up guy.
Yeah. So that's why I go so hard for my niggas. So for a nigga to even suggest some bullshit like this nigga, that shit is crazy. But, our real fans and real motherfuckers that have been around our movement, they know what this shit is. And like I said, our shit is already Rolling Stone, my nigga. My book is out. It tells the whole story. Anybody really want to know the truth about any of the fuck shit the nigga said, they really can do their homework.
Hey, bro, tell them the book, though. Tell them the book, name of the book, and where they can find it at.
So my book is called Soul of a Gangster. And it can be found anywhere you can buy a book. Actually, you can buy my book from Barnes and Nobles, at Amazon, and anywhere. My shit is on all platforms. It's out, solid read. You can send it to your peoples in prison. It's really a top seller in prison. All the prison yards is all over my shit. You can say I've been there and done that, so I speak a lot on prison. And I got a lot of prison beliefs in me. So, yeah, it's out. Soul of a Gangster is out right now everywhere. Well, we're in production of the movie. Same title. It's getting in production. It's a Bay Area story. A lot of people that's not up on this Bay Area movement, like we move a little different where I'm from, but we got our own story too. So I've been tapped in with a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of different situations with this whole romper room Mac Dre movement, man. We've been doing this shit for years. This ain't nothing new. So for a motherfucker to come after 20 years and try to come up with a fake ass story about what's supposed to have happened to Mac Dre, I think it's crazy. Matter of fact, we got a new documentary out if you want to see that too. It's on TV One. It's called The Payback. It's a whole documentary about Mac Dre, and I'm talking on that shit too. So anybody got any questions about our movement or how we get down or what happened over here, it's all online. It's all, you can find all that shit. If you want to find out what happened to Dre or any of this shit, you can everything can be researched. Let's put it that way. So I swear, nigga, if a nigga let Wack 100 be they news reporter, boy, you be all fucked up in life. If you can't listen,
man.
Yeah, they can't let that be your news reporter. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody tapping in into this situation. All I need y'all just help me get the nigga outside. I ain't asking the nigga nothing else, man. We just trying to get him outside for a fair. Just something the people want to see. Just like
all you gotta do is keep applying this pressure on the internet, bro, cause this is where he live at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Long as you do that, you fucking with his head, bro, and he gonna slip up.
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to say yeah to it. Ain't gotta be no weird shit. Just real grown man shit.
Hey, JDIGGS, hey, before you cut my nigga, this your fellow Bay nigga, 415 Kumi speaking, my nigga. If you don't know if you can see my PTR, nigga, but the campaign is on, nigga. It's Operation Run That on here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We applying the pressure to that nigga, bro. It's Operation Run That, nigga. Period.
Off top, man. You from the Bay, you already know how we get down anyway. You know how we push this line anyway, Cutz.
Hey, everybody in this room know how I push this Bay shit, my nigga.
Okay, yep. I see your profile. I see. Real nigga.
Yeah. It's Operation Run That, my nigga. We applying the pressure to that nigga. We ain't give, we don't get no suckers, no breathing room out here, man. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta stand on shit at some point in time. Niggas gotta stand on that weird shit.
Hey, JDIGGS, hey, before you get up out of here, bro, I know you gotta get up out of here, bro, but I got one more question for you, bro. This is the last question, man. Salute JDIGGS for coming through. Hey, JDIGGS, tell them where they can follow you at.
Oh, it's JDIGGS Thiz JDIGGS THIZZZ 3 Z's because the last one that took down. But it's JDIGGS, man. I be on the Instagram more than anything. You DM me or something, I probably can get back to you. All the other social sites and shit I really don't be fucking with like that. But I do be on the ground. So you definitely tap in with me there. And you always know what DIGGS at. That's one thing about it. I'm always gonna tell you where I'm at. You tap in with me, you'll find out what DIGGS at.
No, salute. Hey, look. And everybody, man, when the nigga drop pictures and shit and all that, man, y'all go on no pictures and you comment. JDIGGS want the fade. Hashtag that. You know what I'm saying? JDIGGS want the fade, man. Y'all hashtag that. But JDIGGS, you know, this is my last question, bro. I know you had a relationship with BMF, bro. Like, can you give us a story, like, on how that relationship even started?
I've been fucking with the
Marv. Who did you meet first?
Shit, the first person I met in BMF would have been Big Cuz, my nigga. This was back in shit, probably like 03 when I first got next to the mob. We was in Miami, Memorial Weekend. And you know, this is at the time when the hyphy movement, you feel me, this early in the hyphy movement. We just had the hyphy movement started in the Bay Area, and we had a DVD called Trill Television. So Trill TV was out and cracking at the time on the West Coast, and BMF was pushing their movement on the East Coast. Now, Big Cuz from LA though, he from the LA district, and it was Memorial Weekend. I was on Washington. BMF had the club Crowbar on lock. Beach was doing parties over there, so I was sliding by there in the middle of the night, and he called my name like DIGGS. So I look over, it's like 20, 30 niggas with all black BMF shirts on. And I slide over. Matter of fact, I was sliding through on a moped, you know what I mean, doing the whole Miami Beach thing, me and my niggas. We bust a U-turn and pull over. They're like, oh, these we fuck with you, my nigga. We up on the Trill Television, you Mac Dre, the whole Mac Dre movement and all the shit. It's the mob. So at the time, you know, I had already been hearing about BMF and all the shit, but I wasn't really tapped into the whole movement. But so the first thing he said was, man, the boss want to meet you for sure, man. You got to come by the house. So they invited me to the house. That night, bro. I pulled up to Meech Mansion that night. Matter of fact, that night, me, Meech, and Suge all met for the first time that night. First time me and Meech met. Yeah, first time me and Suge Knight met. First time Meech and Suge met. So me, Meech, and Suge all met at Meech's house. We had us a little meeting that night. I fucked with the whole mob, and then we tapped in, bro. From that time on, bro, it was just love. We got a cool little understanding, start fucking with it. And like I say, me and Blue got tight because we did music. Matter of fact, I was down there for the weekend and ended up staying for like a month. I was at Meech's house every day for like a month. I got an album called California Living 2, which was the album that put me on in the music. I did that album at Meech's house, where most of it was done at Meech's house. I got a song called Really Not a Rapper. That was the first song when niggas really started taking me serious in this game. And it was done by S-Dog, a BMF producer. He used to do Jeezy shit back in the day, all the shit. But yeah, so that's how our relationship started, bro. And that started, like I say, in 03 it started, but then like in 06 was when we went on the tour. That's when we went on the whole BMF tour and shit across the country. This when Blue was looking for Jeezy on Jeezy head about some other shit. It's all type of shit, boy. It was one of them times, though.
Yeah, because I think, hey, look, matter of fact, bro, I think I heard you say, on the shout out UOD, you had said, but you didn't get into it, but you said y'all ran down on Jeezy. Shit, he got about it up.
Yeah, so this was in Miami, actually. So we was already, you know, Blue was already chasing Jeezy down, because at the time, Blue had a song with Jeezy, and he had a song with Fabulous. And he had a deal with Cutz, and he was trying to get a release for the song for the radio. So Jeezy was on tour too, you know, Jeezy was doing his thing. So Blue was trying to get the release for the song and the video, and at the same time, he was trying to tap into it with him about some shit with me. So we had been calling the nigga, trying to meet with the nigga, trying to get to the nigga, and he kept shaking Blue for some whatever reason it might have been back at the time. And then we get a call. We was on the bus. We get a call on the bus. And Jeezy called Blue one night. He's like, "Bro, that's fucked up, man. You know, the niggas just took my chain inside the club." He was up in Magic City, or one of the clubs in Atlanta. Jeezy called Blue in the middle of the night. We sitting on the bus, and he mad because some of the mob niggas that got on him and ripped one of his chains off his neck. You know, so that's the first time him and Blue end up getting up talking. So Blue like, man, we need to chop it up face to face. So Beach was like, Jeezy was like, him finna be in Miami that weekend. So we was headed there too on the tour. So it was set up to meet in Miami. It was set up to meet in Miami for the to holler. So when we got to Miami, we was on Ocean. So Jeezy had his whole team with him, and Blue had the mob with him too. It's crazy because Blue had a twin. They both had twins that they fuck with. They brothers. And one ran with Jeezy and one ran with Blue. So the twins is my nigga too. So when we finally got there, they get a chance to talk. So me and Blue standing with Jeezy and the other twin while Blue and Jeezy talking. And so some fans was walking by. That's hella niggas though. So some fans was walking by and they was like, oh, that's Jeezy. And they just wanted to get an autograph with Jeezy. Jeezy, can I get an autograph? But he was taking care of some real nigga shit. So the niggas was like, nah, he's not talking right now. He's not doing no autographs right now. So one of the fans screamed out, man, fuck you then. And it got stole on. So when he gets stole on, it went up from right there. Like it was, he was some street niggas anyway. But it went up from right there. So instead of the Blue and Jeezy getting to finish having the talk, it turned into a melee on the beach. Shots fired, all type of shit. And matter of fact, Jeezy went to jail that night. Jeezy went to jail, him, his limo driver, and all the shit. Because one of my nigga Big Cuz jumped in the limo with Jeezy. And it was shots fired on the beach and all the shit. So they ended up pulling over his limo and some more motherfuckers. It was a wild night though. So they didn't even really get to finish all the shit. But it was getting thick though. It was at a time when the mob really was on some other shit with Jeezy. They wasn't really feeling how Jeezy was moving at the time.
So that's true though, because like a lot of people, because Jeezy, he got records, he been saying that it ain't true. Like shit, them niggas capping, like they fuck with me. So
no. Let's not get it misunderstood. Jeezy was definitely part of the mob. He fucked with Meech, he fucked with Jeezy, he fucked with Meech, Blue, all of them. They brought him in. Blue the one brought him in to the family. He was part of the mob. He was with all the shit and all the shit. He was right there.
Jeezy was my favorite rapper, bro.
But there was a time when he started pulling away to go do his own thing, basically, and they felt the pull away. Once he got on, once he was getting on, he was pulling away. He went and did his own thing. When that Boys in the Hood and all that shit came on, and then that CTE shit. I watched that whole shit. You feel me? All that CTE shit, that was kind of more like they was kind of mimicking BMF. They came to all black shit. They started doing all the shit. So that was basically him starting his own mob after that. So that was just that I from being on the inside, I could see the dislike of what he had going on. Like niggas wasn't feeling that. Like it was BMF, now it's CTE. So that was the discrepancy at the time back then.
No, I got you. Man, that's crazy. Hey, bro, look, I don't know if you noticed, they just put it in the comments. I forgot to even ask you this shit. But the niggas just put up a video. It's a fake ass phone call. And talking to some niggas. Talking about they know you from your town. You used to rap another city. What they say?
Man, that nigga talking to some kids. That nigga talking to some kids that don't fucking know me for sure. I don't know who he was talking to. But the only thing them niggas told that nigga that was halfway real. Hello? Can you hear me?
Bro, go ahead.
Yeah, we
can. Yeah. The only thing that nigga told them niggas that was halfway real is that I went to a school for football for a semester in Richmond. I was right outside of Vallejo. And I did used to get down to Richmond. I got all type of shit. I got down in Richmond, but I'm not from Richmond though. But yeah, I'm Diggs doing moving. I done been to all the spots, niggas, and everybody know me out here. Know I get down and everywhere in the Bay Area. So y'all moved through Richmond and got down to Richmond, and I got down on some Richmond niggas and try to get down on me, and we did all the shit. Like I'm from the streets, so yeah, I got plenty of street stories. But I'm from Vallejo, I'm from the Crest. Niggas know where I'm from, what I represent, and how I get down. So
no, for sure. I appreciate
whoever. Yeah. So whoever them niggas was, them niggas is jokes, and them niggas don't know me for sure.
Nigga, I'm from Richmond, nigga, and I don't know niggas from a can of paint, nigga.
Yeah, I don't know who they was. They definitely don't know me, because I ain't been in the Richmond streets in 30 years. So like, what the fuck? What can you know about me, bro? If you ain't at least that age, like you can't. Like
For
the
That's,
sure.
shit he
But
talk.
that's a
but
fact.
Diggs, you never
Told
represented
them niggas the
Richmond.
same thing.
It was always the Chris with you.
No, it's always been Vallejo. But I spent time. I got down in Richmond. I made money in Richmond. I got a hella partners in Richmond, and I speak on it though. Like everything I'm talking about, it's in my book and in my music. You know, I speak on Richmond shit in my music. I got down in Richmond. I made a lot of money in Richmond. But yeah, I'm from the crest though. That has never been a mystery. Even
Yeah, for
all the
sure.
Richmond niggas that know me know where I'm from.
Almost everybody is somebody that moved around in the Bay, man. And these the same niggas that was talking that skied up from the Bay and went to LA. So I mean, it's kind of like a hypocrisy there.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory, man.
No
It's self-explanatory. But they like I say, them sound like them niggas ain't even old enough to been nowhere around me though. Whoever them was, bro, like I'm on a different level in life. You feel me? When I the shit they talk, I graduated from school in '89, my nigga. Like, so what are they talking about?
Right.
School? Like,
I'm just saying, ain't no real Bay niggas about to go against the grain and side that sucker against another Bay nigga, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And my like I said, and I tell niggas all the time, my story is written in stone, my nigga. The book is out. Ain't nobody finna change my story. It can't be changed. I'm just for the new niggas that don't know or anybody's interested, you know what I mean? I'm giving my insight, but my shit is written in stone. This whole romper room shit, this Mac Dre shit, everything is written in stone. What niggas is trying to do now is write their own versions, but it can't happen. Like, you know, like I say, movie on the way, all the shit. So whatever a nigga might want to say, whatever they might want to do, you know, talk about, you know, the real shit is already out, you know. And like I said, they did that shit to Suge, man. I watched them do that shit to Suge Knight for 20 years. They try to put Tupac murder on Suge. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, JD. That's fucked up.
Yup.
Hey, I was about to say, it's Deuce M's. He went to fade with Wack 102, bro. He's just like you, bro. Remember I told you it's like 30 people lined up.
Yeah, I didn't even know. See, I didn't even know none of this shit was going on. When he did this shit with me, bro, I had no idea that he do this kind of shit on the regular. I think this like
JD. Good luck trying to. I'm from South Central LA. I'm a Damu out the brims, homie. So when I got on this app, you know, motherfucker, this is for networking purposes, etc. He tried to, you know, slide up under a nigga. That's the type of nigga he is, old penitentiary type nigga. You know, see what plum he can feed a nigga, get him up under there, nigga. I walk and stand on my own 10, so I don't need a nigga. You understand what I'm saying? For nothing. So from there, I end up calling the nigga out for the fade. He said he was gonna give it to me. Shit all on YouTube. That nigga been ducking like a pinata, my nigga. That nigga ain't trying.
See, I didn't know. The reason why he took it, because I thought the nigga stood on business, man, when he said this shit. I'm like, okay, we finna get to it. I didn't know that he was a pussy like that. I did not know he was a full-blown pussy like that.
Let me ask you this, JD. Did you know that his brother got killed in Oklahoma?
Yup, I just found that out. You know, since this shit been going on, bro, fans send me everything. I've been getting, it's so much shit on this nigga and so much shit going on. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was kind of confused. Like, how can you attack a nigga about any type of homosexual shit and all the shit that you got going on in your real life, though? Like, you making up stories on niggas and this is your real life. So it was kind of funny to me when he did that shit. I'm like, boy, I'm finna have fun with this nigga. Like, he played with the right one, my nigga, because I don't play with niggas at all. I don't play with no man. I play with kids.
You ever, when you did your Fed time, did you ever read COINTELPRO?
Nah, I didn't read that book. I read a lot of books. I was definitely a book reader, but I didn't read COINTELPRO. I didn't.
Well, they were, the FBI was the only motherfuckers in history passing disinformation and having campaigns to try to devalue the influence of solid motherfuckers within the community. The Panthers, the Brown Berets, even peaceful ass Martin Luther King. So yeah, that's the jewel I'ma drop, you know?
Nah, real shit. I think you see through the bullshit like I see through it. And like I said, it took me a second to realize what type of time this nigga was on. But when a square ass, grown ass woman that don't got nothing to do with street life turned around and told me, you know what, I think he's the police. That shit blew my mind.
Oh, you gotta get the CS2 bag paperwork. You gotta
bro, that shit.
Hey, Wack is a hip hop COINTELPRO tool, man. I've been saying that for months.
Hey, bro, and I've been getting that from a lot of people, bro. A lot of people been telling me, bro, stop dealing with this nigga. This nigga is the police on a whole different level. And when and all the signs is there. All the signs is starting to be there, bro. Like, wow, right. So, you know, and I ain't never been one to just call a nigga the police for no reason. But when you start doing police shit and you steady dealing with the police, I call a spade a spade.
I brought the paperwork on here from the Main Street case, JDIGGS, rest in peace, right? And they had confidential source number 2 on there who got told on, who Stutterbox told on, and he called trying to get JDIGGS number for Mark Stevens, right? That was the whole little shack extortion shit and a whole bunch of other shit, right? The nigga brought 2 police officers on the app to vouch that he's not working with the police.
He brought 2 police officers on the app.
Reggie Wright and Greg Caden.
Yeah.
I was there, nigga.
Oh, I know who Reggie Wright is. I don't know who Greg is. I know who Reggie Wright is. Red fuck with my nigga shit. He the one that said all that bullshit too. That nigga's weirdo. He definitely police.
Right. And
crazy.
the nigga Greg Caden is a disgraced crooked police officer, LAPD officer, and the one that raided Wack 100 house, right? So yeah, man.
So he raided your house and you bring him on Clubhouse.
To say that you not working with the police. And the crazy shit, the paperwork that we had got was a federal investigation on the main streets, and he lied talking about Greg Caden is the one that transcribed the transcript. You feel me? So yeah, man.
So the paperwork got Wack name in it?
Yeah, it do have his name in it. Matter of fact, I'll send it to it. You make of it what you.
Man, please send me that, man. It's the type of shit I'm into. You know, I like paperwork.
All right, bet.
I used to check niggas' paperwork on the yard all the time. This my job. Yeah, let me see some paperwork. I need to see that.
Is this gonna stop you from wanting to beat his ass or not? Are you still gonna beat his ass, police or not?
No, we gonna fight regardless. Like that's just man shit we gotta do. We gotta get that out the way. My mama told me to whoop his ass.
We smash police.
My mama.
We smash police.
I ain't never let my mama down.
Them police get beat up on the yard too.
I can't hear you, bro.
I was saying shit. Them police get beat up on the yard too.
All the
that
time.
Nigga always somebody.
All the time.
No, for sure, though.
Hey, so look, I gotta get ready to get off this thing, bro. I'm in the middle of the freeway too. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I appreciate the love and support. We gonna try to get this nigga outside for the fun of it.